Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Saturday afternoon. I got to be honest, I still got to get used to doing these early shows on Saturday. But thanks for joining us. As always, we're live with you guys on YouTube with another episode of Training Camp Weekly. A lot to talk about, a busy weekend for the Miami Dolphins happening coming up. Make sure you guys always hit that thumbs up, the little bell, subscribe. Keep helping support the channel, help it grow. We appreciate it. The video comments, I love it. I answer all of them. The chat, keep it flowing. But let's get down to the business today. Not only am I joined as usual by my co-host and co-pilot Jason Sarney, but we got another special co-host, Bobby Schaus y'all know him from the Dive Bar podcast. Welcome, fellas. Bobby, shirt on today or shirt off? What's going on?
Tarps on, boys.
Jason, how you doing?
Doing well, guys. Looking forward to talking some training camp. Looking forward to watching some real kind of football tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's been good the last few days to watch some ball. Shout out to everybody at Finns Talk Sports Network. Bobby, friend of the program, great guy, great show. They do a bunch of content over there. Check them out. Great, sick intro. Thank you. That's all. That was all from Finn Post Productions. Best intro. Sammy might be a little biased, but yeah.
Easy.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Kosa, what's up, everybody? All right, so let's jump into this. Let's start with a little news and notes. This is kind of how it's going to work. On the Training Camp Weekly, I kind of like to read through some of the tweets that happened to the practice and the joint practice. We'll go through some. We'll break them down, and then we'll give our general thoughts. Then we'll get into we'll preview the game, the first preseason game, which is tomorrow. Finally, some real football, and you never know what else kind of we're going to get into. So, and here we go. Shout out to Lou and Ash. They are the couple of Miami Dolphin fandom. They have great stuff, really great promotions they got going on with their travel company. Cap, 99, Casados, and Bobby, Sammy's doubling down on it.
As he should.
All right, so let me get into some news and notes here before we kind of get into it. Some of the injury stuff. Let's get the paperwork out of the way. Tyreek Hill obviously was nursing that oblique. He was held out of the joint practice. Jack Jones left the practice, but he told everybody to calm down. It was just a cramp. And that's a good thing because the boys been balling out. One of the ones that concerned me at the end was Asabi Anaya left before the end of the practice. The injury, I think, was undisclosed, but it doesn't look like it's anything serious. I just hope it doesn't really keep him out of tomorrow's game, which, who knows, because he's one of the guys I know we're all looking forward to watching. Elijah Campbell was in the red jersey, out of practice. He was out of the red jersey practicing without limitations. Mo Kamara, Jason, we know about Mo Kamara. We had him, one of the guys in the 53-man. He didn't make it. Was left in South Florida because of a concussion he sustained on Wednesday. He's in the protocol. Andrew Myers still out. Alec Ingo's still out with the concussion. Austin Jackson still out, unfortunately. Jason Marshall Jr. did practice, which is good. Cam Smith was out, which I think the writing's on the wall there. And Jason, Dante Trader Jr., you told me he was coming back.
I'm repeating what McDaniel said. I'll say maybe there was a misinterpretation of whether it's, joint practice or the game tomorrow or whether they're staying in Detroit. But a little concerned, but I really would love to see that guy on the field and see what he's capable of. But we'll see what happens.
Part of the Dolphin stuff. We'll get into all that, Tyler. Shout out for coming. There's a lot of that narrative going on. All right, so let's go into the tweets first. Let's kind of get into the practice. We'll go over it, and then we're going to get our thoughts on the practice. Let's start off here with I always like to read Travis's stuff. He really is in depth. He starts out with Tyson Bagent throws a TD to Colson Loveland on 7. Two was picked off by Jaquan Brisker. One of 3 interceptions on the day, guys. Let's start there. Everybody, I'm not concerned with Tua throwing 3 picks. It does not bother me at all. I want to get your thoughts on this before we get into it because I see a lot of stuff on social media. Do you guys remember the rainy practice? He threw 5 interceptions. Tua is a model of consistency. If healthy, the last person I'm worried about. Do you guys share that, or does it concern you at all with the 3 picks all of a sudden when he was pitching a shutout almost in Dolphins training camp? Anyone who go first?
Bobby, go ahead.
Not too much. I think it does kind of suck that it was the first example. So I think what's making it sting the most is like everybody's heard all these rave reports coming out of training camp, and we get our first chance to like see what it means stacking up to another team, and we get 3 interceptions in an overall pretty sloppy day from the offense. But I mean, I don't think it's the end of the day. I don't think it's like it's all over before it started. Anything, but it's definitely not like great news, but like it doesn't really change anything, I feel.
All right, Jason.
I agree. I mean, get it all out now. Get it all out now. You know, I'd rather picks in August than picks in September and October and beyond. So this is the time to make mistakes and learn from them. So it's social media. Everyone overreacts to things that they really shouldn't. But it was a joint practice. He threw some picks. You know, he didn't have his top target out there. He's working with guys who might not be making the team. So no big deal. Move on and improve.
Yeah. Bobby, you have anything on Trader Jr.? Is he okay?
Nothing crazy. I think they just like he was back. He practiced what was it? Thursday. He practiced in the walkthrough fully. Yeah. And then Friday, I think they just let him go through the motions. Like I think they let him come out there, do a full warm up, see how that feels. And then when it was over, I think he got a little attention and treatment, but I think it was just part of the process, slowly ramping him back up, getting him right. Okay. And I think Trader's going to be part of this defense, man.
I do. I'm anxious to see him getting going. I couldn't. Jason's been on that, saying he's been kind of agreeing with you there that they're slowly getting him ready. I don't know if he means just because you have a shirt on.
Maybe so.
But I just want to touch on real quick on the Tua stuff. I will say this though. I kind of agree with both of you guys. I'm not really concerned about it, but I will say there's something to the Bears' physical style of pressing these guys and rerouting them, because you guys know this offense is purely timing based. And when Tua expects a guy to be there and he's not, that's when everything gets in trouble. So teams are going to start. I don't know why teams don't do this more to the Dolphins, to be honest. Instead of taking the other approach that they do by playing back, I honestly would do this. I guess they're afraid to get beat deep. But I will say that is one of the reasons I think, if you're concerned at all, that's kind of one of the reasons. All right. Taj Washington, really good one-on-one and 7-on-7 period. He got open on the outside leverage in one-on-one. Another great route for a long TD. Then he made 2 catches in the 7-on-7. Taj is battling that 5 or 6 spot. Jason, Bobby, I'll start with you, Jason. How well does Taj have to play here to get one of these spots? Because we think there's one, right? We think they're keeping 5.
If they're keeping 5, that would leave obviously one spot. Their top 4 is set. He's playing very, very well. It's hard to argue against him. I wonder, and you know my favorite terminology, roster gymnastics, if they try to get away with him on the practice squad since he was IR'd last year. I don't know if he would be picked up and then thrown on a 53, so perhaps, but he is playing very, very well. You can't take anything away from him. And, I think it's between him, Eskridge, and the 2 undrafted from this year, Theo Weiss Jr., and Andrew Armstrong. So Taj is making his case for sure.
Yeah, a little sneak peek into my potential stock up. Taj Washington.
Boy, promoting that stock up.
Hey, Taj Washington's been putting down some good practices. I mean, he's making flashy plays. I mean, for an undersized guy, like the highlight from training camp earlier this week, he went up and got a ball over top of Storm Duck.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Taj Washington's making plays. I think it's going to really come down to the preseason. Like, I think he'll get probably the most reps out of any receiver in preseason with his familiarity, and the other guys not playing, of course, as much. So I think Taj, if he has a strong camp, it's going to be hard to stash him. I mean,
Bobby, what is it? No taco meat today, Bobby?
It ain't Taco Tuesday.
You know who that is. You already know who that is.
Yeah. Hey, how's that poster looking on the wall?
Spoiler, he hasn't got it up yet.
Oh, dang.
Hey, shout out to everybody watching. We got almost 70 people. If you're watching anywhere else, come on over to YouTube. We got Bobby Shouts from the Dive Bar. We got, as always, Jason Sarney. We're recapping the Dolphins joint practice yesterday. The good, bad, and the ugly. Plus, preseason game number 1 is tomorrow. All right, let's keep it going. Jordan Brooks. We're going to talk a lot of Jordan Brooks today. Williams tried Komet on a crosser, but he sunk it to the hook zone, made the jumping INT. Beautiful spot and drop, and ball goes. Fellas, Jordan Brooks, leader on the field, off the field. Heck of a camp, Bobby. Jordan Brooks, huh?
Yeah. I mean, Jordan, it's funny, right? It's funny because of what happened yesterday, but dude, hey, it's good to see somebody giving a shit, So like to me, it's not the end of the day. And I think they moved on from it pretty quickly. I believe it was him and Tyrell Dodson. And I think they've already moved on from it. I think it was heat of the moment, two competitors. Heat, maybe, something happened you didn't like to see. Somebody spoke the wrong way. And you're in the moment. You're right. And you're competing and the guy's next to you. And I think they've moved on and got past it. But I mean, I don't mind seeing a little bit of that. I mean, it's good compared to the past of nobody giving a shit, coming here, retire and just chilling. So I'm all for a little fighting. And yeah, Jordan Brooks is having one hell of an off season. I mean, dude, it's every day with him, kind of like Willie Gay. They're flashing every day. And that's what you want to see. It's not like, the one highlight, is it a one-hit wonder? You're looking for the guys that are like, they're just showing up. They're locked in every day. They're making plays. That they're trending in the right direction.
Jason, hold on. Why don't we bring the little incident everybody's talking about here? Oh no, that wrong one. This one. So you can hardly see on your left side is Jordan Brooks there. And then you see them pulling. I think is that Sealer? No, that's who's pulling him away? Somebody, but it was confirmed it was Tyrell Dodson. That's a little scrum up today in practice. Here's the thing. I know people are concerned. Oh, Dolphins are fighting. Dolphin on Dolphin crime. Dolphins are fighting each other. Here we go again, dude. Jordan Brooks just cares a lot, and he's not about. And this is what I said about Tua. Calling out Tyreek. Don't talk about it. Be about it. If we're going to set the standard, we have high expectations. This is stuff you got to do. This is what leaders do. This is a physical game. I have no problem, with any of this. Jason, does it concern you that two teammates fought? This happens every day in practice.
No, it would concern me if a teammate makes a mistake and a veteran who should be and will be a captain in Jordan Brooks. Like, I'll eat my hat if he is not made a captain. This is what you want. This is exactly what Bobby referenced. You don't want someone coming down to South Florida and being like, great, my early retirement plan is starting. Absolutely not. You want to hold people accountable. And what Jordan Brooks did, I don't know if it was extremely warranted or not, or the specificity of that, but you want to light a fire under your teammates and hold to a certain standard. And Jordan Brooks could do very little wrong, in my mind, after last year and after his potential going into this year. So absolutely all for it. Not a problem to me.
Yeah, and obviously it was hard to tell really what went on. It was even hard in that little video to tell really what went on. But again, fighting. I'll say this: the Bears came to play. The Bears came. They didn't. We'll talk about it, but they came. They brought the hats. And I think it was a good thing for that. All right, let's move on.
Before we move on real quick,
go.
I do just want to add this because I thought about it after the fact. The one telling part I thought was it happened at the end of practice. And then immediately after practice, Minka, of all people, goes to the podium and says that he's just being a leader. He's holding people accountable. He's doing the right thing. So in my eyes, it's like, whether it was warranted or not, it definitely wasn't like tremendously out of line. You know what I mean? I think it was in the right direction. Maybe they wish they could have handled it better. Like I said, heat of the moment, but I do believe it was with the right, concept in mind.
Two guys who seem close. They're very closely aligned on the defense. They're right next to each other. I just think I like guys who care a lot. It's not just go through the motions. Maybe they came to say, hey man, we're not, it's a little different practicing against, or we're not trying to impose our will like the Bears are trying to do to us all this practice. Hey, let's step up here. They're handing it to us. I don't like what I'm seeing, or you made this one mistake. This can't cost us week 2 versus, New England, or week 3 versus Buffalo. This happens. We lose 21-19 instead of win 21-19. It's the little details like that. And that's what leader of men do, because the coach ain't doing it, but that's a different story. That's what leader of men do, because everything is about now. Now, your preparation, those moments where you see mistakes in week 3 are the lack of preparation that's happening now. And I like that he called them out. And third, dude, him and Dotson, they play next to each other. Sometimes you fight with your closest buddies, so not worried at all. All right, two chunks from Tua to A-Chain up the sideline, one down the middle, a well-timed throw. Good to see that. Williams with a long TD on a really good ball to the corner. Receiver weaved his way through the 30 or so after the catch. Again, I also want to mention the guys who were there mentioned that it was very hard to see these practices. There were like 2 fields going on, so we're not getting as detailed as usual, especially with Travis. Does a great job. Tough sledding for the Zach Wilson group. 2 off-target balls as Akama couldn't hang on to one. Bears DB punched out. Then Tyreek Black gets a step on the sideline, but it's overthrown. None of the quarterbacks really had a good day, but Ezukama can't afford to drop any balls. I'm over the Ezukama project. Jason, you agree with me, right? It's time to move on.
I mean, look, again, what have you done for Miami lately? And if you're going to be on the roster and not ascend and not be consistently a factor, when's it going to happen? And we mentioned 4 other names, and there could be 5 other names that could really contend and leapfrog him. So unless he has an absolutely remarkable couple of preseason games, and I'm not putting my mortgage on that, the Easy experiment, and I'll give you a teaser: stock down for Easy. But that's a low-hanging fruit.
Well, yeah, we got the stock down and stock up, and top performer of the week at the end of the show. We already got a couple previews. Are you, Bobby? Are you over the Ezukama project? Do you think it's time, or are you going to wait to see how the preseason? Because he's been a preseason darling before. Like, we've seen him and Skyler. So also, you got to be careful in preseason. It's a different ballgame. It's like somebody going down to the G League, and or in the minor league baseball, they call them, Jason, you probably knows, they're 4A players, right? They're good enough, they're great AAA players, but not good enough to play in the MLB. So this is kind of what you see a little bit in preseason. But Bobby, are your thoughts on Ezukama, kind of where they're at with him?
Yeah, I think it's nothing personal. I think a lot of these guys kind of just coming to an end of their time. They've been given a lot of runway, 3 years in the building. I mean, you're looking at Eazy-E, you're looking at Tyndall. I mean, these guys, it's nothing personal. It's just that they never evolved. They never took the next step. They never demanded more respect or time on the roster or 53 spots. So I think it's just it just come to the end of the road. Whether he shows up or not, I feel like there's probably not much tread left on them tires as far as Miami.
Yeah. And Tyndall, I heard, actually was having a good camp. I haven't heard, but the pads came on. He's kind of quieted. That's a little bit concerning. But yeah, I agree. I think there's too many young guys, undrafted guys I have ahead of him, and Eskridge to me is kind of the thing with Eskridge is another small guy, but he brings special teams value. But anyways, again, it's been tough sledding for the Dolphins offense. We must say, like, we can cut the pie any way you want. There's some you can read. There was a couple good plays. This wasn't a good day for the Dolphins offense at all. Either offense. This was both defenses, and that's a positive. We'll talk about that. Both defenses won this practice, but again, tough sledding for the Dolphins. The screen to Waddle was blown up. Taj with 2 more catches back-to-back from Zach Wilson. You mentioned, Bobby, this is a guy who's going to play a lot in preseason. Made the first man miss both times. He looks quicker in that number 7. He looks more lucid, right?
He looks a little longer, too.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, son, you grow? Shout out to the 189 people we got watching. Oh, guys, come on over to YouTube. No excuse. Hit that like. Let's get more likes. Let's get some subscriptions. We got Bobby Schaus. We got Jason Sarney. We're going over the practice recap, and we're going to preview the preseason. Then we're going to have our stock up, stock down, plus a little top performer of the week. Interesting. We got a preview already of a couple of the guys. Cam Good. Okay, so this is interesting. We left him off to 53, Jason. Cam Good, a punt that goes flying, blocks a punt. I said this. The only thing about Cam Good on the 53 is his special teams value. And the special team coaches got a pick or two of who they want when it comes down to it. Do you think Cam Good can make it way in the team again just on special teams alone? Because that's a good sign, Jason.
It's a tiebreaker. I mean, if there's 2 guys and you're looking for that last spot, who can contribute in the third phase? Right now, it's like, we joked around when we were constructing the 53. If you're watching March Madness in the selection committee and you're wondering who the 66th team is and why didn't they get in, that's where I have Cam Good. He might be either the last man off or the last man on, referencing what Bobby said around, when is it going to happen for an individual? At least he has the special teams component that he can hang his hat on. So if he continues to perform well in that phase, that could punch his ticket on. But, there are a couple of other people who could contend for that. A guy who I would love to see challenge him is the undrafted linebacker from this year, Eugene Asante.
Your guy.
And that's my listen, I think that he could be a hit away in terms of delivering a hit, forcing a fumble on a coverage, situation. But we'll see. We'll see how Cam performs in the preseason. But he's hovering around that, purgatory.
I'm interested in Asante seeing. That's one of the guys tomorrow on special teams. More than even what he does at linebacker. Like, if you see 51 flying down, one of the first guys, that's a good sign. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Jake, what's going on, brother? Baylock, Bills Bangers. We have high history of potential guys. Perry, Williams, Ford. Time to move on to the proven combined. It's true, but they know in practice. They see a lot of these practices. They know. They know what's going on.
Isaiah Ford, the Billy Martin of Miami Dolphins.
Isaiah Ford never went away. You could not kill that guy. He never went away. Isaiah Ford.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that little nugget about Isaiah Ford yesterday?
Well, what was it?
He's interning with the Bears.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's
on the coaching staff.
Okay, interesting. A lot of the best coaches are guys who wanted to. They were like the guys who struggled, like to make, like in baseball and football, who struggled to keep on rosters. Those are the best coaches.
Also earlier, you said Balak.
But what did I say?
Balak is Balake.
Balake.
It's a skit off Key and Peele.
Yeah, I know. I look.
But it's Balake.
Yeah, I know. I look and I just abbreviate the name. I don't even go. Is that what you're laughing? Sorry, Balake. Blake. Shout out. By the way, Jason, I'm loving the beard, man. Let's grow it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out. Now we can be 3 bearded guys.
Right.
Vote in the chat. Who would you like the beard or not for Jason Sonny? All right. Dotson steps in front of a hookup. Nearly picks off Williams, but he can't make the catch. Next play, Caleb runs around before throwing away. Again, Dotson, the linebacker play, has been exceptional at camp. Two has 2 chunks, one to Malik on an outbreaker for 15. Then Jalen Wright up the other sideline for 15 plus. Good to see the running game. And Jack Jones fits the run from the weak side and pops for a TFL. I'll tell you, man, Jack Jones brings that energy, Bobby. Spoiler, top performers of the week might be Jack. Could be in that stock up. But, dude, his energy, not only is a position of need, but the dude's a playmaker, and he's got that dog in him.
Yeah, definitely loving what I'm seeing out of Jack Jones. Also, I can speak a little bit on it from
all right, go ahead.
I'm not going to tell you who I talked to, but I talked to somebody very close, maybe even the person.
Okay.
But the Jack Jones is locked in. I can tell you this specifically, directly. Jack Jones is locked in right now. He's not like he's just worried about the team, making the team, and his goals right now. He's not no outside noise. Just he knows that it's a redemption arc for him. He wants it to be a redemption arc, and that's all you can ask for. Also, have y'all seen or heard the details of this contract?
I read them. I don't remember offhand, but it's pretty. Tell the people.
Yeah,
Bobby.
so he got paid $1.1 million with 0 guaranteed.
Yep.
And
So
he's out there putting it on the line every day.
He's all in. That's basically what it's saying. He's all in.
Then he's locked in too.
I love the. We don't have guys like that who bring it. They tell you they know they're good. They tell you they're good. They make a play. They get in your face and they let you know they're good again. We need those kind of guys. Sort of confidence and cockiness, but in a good way. This team doesn't have a lot of that, right? They don't. All right, so Farrell Brown catches a little scramble shovel from Zach Wilson. It takes it 4 yards. Bears stand him up after the catch. Grayson Murphy brought the juice today. He's made plays in the run and pass. Jason, I see you fist bumping here. You can hear the celebrations from 50 yards away. He made it, and I'll give it to you, Jason. You banged the table for him to get him on the 53. I agree. When I was out there in camp, he has a look to him, and I always say just kind of like watching a guy, you can kind of tell, does this guy belong? And he looks like he belongs. I think, who was it said? Like was it Phillips or them? They said he's like the best pure pass. I don't know about that, but the best pure pass rusher on the team. We'll start with you, Jason, because I know you've been chanting for this guy. Murphy, we put him on the 53. Good to see, right? This guy is preseason, another preseason guy we got to watch.
He was heading there last year. And as I've mentioned before, he was IR'd, but sometimes it could actually be a good thing when you have that year off. It's almost like Taj Washington. They're on the field. They want to prove themselves. They had a whole year of not playing football. And I'll tell you, last year when I was down at camp for a couple of days, I was focused in on Murphy, and the body language, the get up and go when he was going on and off the field, he just looked like he belonged and he was performing. And I was very disappointed when, he got hurt. But it's almost like it's a brand new season, a brand new Murphy, and it's an even better Murphy. So he's got that locked in mindset to make the 53. And, again, I would be flabbergasted, shocked if he doesn't make this 53.
And that's why Cam Good needs to be concerned.
Right.
Yep.
Because a lot of things come into play with that last spot, and that edge room is loaded from the get-go. But you're going to look at two things going these guys' way: youth, special teams. Mm-hmm. And, dude, like Jason said, last preseason, Murphy was a dog. Like he had multiple sacks. Yeah. I mean, he was showing up in practice, in the game. It was everywhere.
Doesn't he have a UCLA connection with Weaver? I think so. I'll have to check on that. I remember. Go ahead. Sorry, Bobby. I just came to my time.
I have no idea about that. Also, about the pass rush thing. This was the highest pass rush rate in college football last year. So when we signed him as an undrafted free agent, I was very high on him coming out. It was the number one pass rush win rate in college football last season at UCLA.
Yeah. He looks the part, Bobby. I'm telling you. I saw he looks a little bigger too to me. He just looked more put together. And we had that same argument on the 53 when we were going to it was between Kamara, Good, and Murphy, and we couldn't with the three quarterbacks. It was hard. That was one position. It was hard to keep them all, especially with Willie Gay kind of being able to do both things, right? Play linebacker inside and also kind of give you that edge rush. I agree with you. I think Good's problem is going to be Murphy because Murphy's the guy who can play special teams, but also can give you stuff in the pass rush. So I agree. Dolphins offense responded to that first period. They've been moving the line of scrimmage behind Paul and Savianaya, and now are getting their explosives. Tua's got all day off the play action and finds Waddle for 30 yards coming across the field. I'm telling you, again, he left practice, Savianaya, and I know Patrick Paul didn't have as good a practice, which let's not overreact, right? He's had a really good week, a couple weeks. You're going against things change when you go against other teams, but that left side, man, I'm Jason or Bobby. He wants to go first. I'm high on that left side in the run game. I really am.
I'll go first because I got a little bit of intel about that.
I am too. Go ahead, Bobby.
Bring that heat, son. Both of you guys surprising me here.
So I talked to a little Chicago plug, a little guy, somebody from Chicago that was out there. When it was a big deal was made that Patrick Paul got ran through early in practice, he actually got stepped on. So he tripped and fell, made it seem like he got bulldozed. He tripped and fell, and pretty much after that, he dominated practice. So if he doesn't trip and fall, there's nothing to talk about. Yeah. And then he had Montez Sweat in prison for an hour and a half.
Not worried about Paul at all. Not worried about that.
Yes, the left side, that's another thing I learned from this guy is that the offense didn't have a lot of success. There was some chunk gains in the passing game, but the run game was doing some work. There was a lot of gashes in the run game. The O-line was moving them, creating holes, and had no issue there.
Yeah, I said that. Jason was weeks ago. I said, I'm not worried about the left side. I'm worried about the right side in the injury situation. I liked it. I'm glad they put these two young guys next to each other. Like, let's figure it out now. But these two guys can move people. I mean, Paul can move. You even saw it last year. And I think both are the same technique. And I think Kenneth Grant's like this. Technique stuff might be a little strange sometimes with Paul, but the size, strength, and athleticism overtakes that. I'll say it again. 36-inch arms plus 31 reps on 225. Son, you're going to create problems if you do it right. If you do it somewhat right. And he's to go to the next level, he's going to have to clean. If he wants to go to like the Armstead level, like that craziness, he's going to have to clean up the technique. But, man, Jason, you agree. That left side, brother, that's one thing. That's why I hope he plays tomorrow. Get a few series of those guys.
Left side, strong side. I know, remember the Titans was on the defensive side of the ball, but we could use that same ideology. I love the way Paul is playing. I love the way he's laughing at folks when he's dominating them. That's kind of his trash talk mechanism, but he could dominate. And you know what? If Savianaya is fully healthy, I love that power potential component that they could bring that they did not have at all last year. We'll see it if it's 3rd and short, 4th and short, and you're running right behind one of them forward, north-south, and not trying to dance around going on the outside. So I love the potential. We'll see it hopefully sooner rather than later.
Boy, that'd be nice. Happy. I remember those unicorns, boy. Albert and Tunsil. That was the more underrated offensive lines, I think, in the history. All right. Not the history, but like for the Dolphins history. All right.
Recent history.
Yeah, recent history. Tua's picked off on another tip pass. Tariq Black couldn't make the catch. The safety scooped it up. Again, we talked on the top of the show, the 3 picks on Tua. We could talk about it at the end of the tweets, but like I'm not overly concerned with that. But they were getting up on the receivers. So that's a little bit of a concern. Like when it's rerouted and they get physical, it's not in the spot. Can they still produce at a high level? Jalen Wright gets room to run on the left side. Again, good to your point, Bobby. Patrick Paul, little hiccup in the first part. He was stepped on, and everybody reported and tweeted that he got put on his ass or whatever. But again, it was really far. They were both playing on both sides of the field, so I'm glad. Sometimes it's their home. So sometimes the Chicago Riders actually got it more than the Dolphin Riders. They're going to be the ones that get the better access. We're in their house. It's true. Practice. Nothing compares to the Jamie. Oh, yeah, dude. Don't. Will, was Mark Dixon? Guys, I had this thought. Was Mark Dixon? Was
a little before.
He was on the same line as Nails?
I don't believe so. I think Dixon came a little bit before.
Yeah, I had that. I was racking my brain. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't look it up, but I knew one of you guys would know. All right. B.J. Adams, deep in completion, getting his hands on the ball, staying in the hip pocket. BJ's making some plays. So how much of a chance you think BJ has to stick? Definitely a practice squad. Kenny, we'll start with you, Bobby. Our friend BJ Adams. What are you laughing at, brother?
You always have a way of spinning things on me. No, I like BJ. I mean, I think, he hadn't really made any noise until this joint practice. Talk about, all the great stuff heading into joint practice, and then we have a bad day. Well, he did the opposite. He showed up when the competition rised. So there's something to be said there. I think he is a gamer. I think BJ Adams is going to be somebody that you don't hear a lot about him, and then the preseason games happen, and you're like, oh, who is this guy? I love his energy. When you actually get to see him on the field and his energy and the way he can, handles his game. I mean, that's a stacked room, right? That's a loaded room. Yeah. It's very deep. Well, it's not top heavy, obviously, but there's just so many names. It'll be tough, but definitely a great, if he had the right preseason, it's definitely a wide open race. I mean, let's not act like it isn't, but I think definitely a practice squad name.
Yeah. I'll say this, though. The young corners, you'll hear their name a lot. That's a good thing. Like the DBs, they've been playing pretty well. Like, I think that's kind of it's going under the radar a little bit. Like the Dolphins receivers haven't dominated them in practice, and they played well yesterday in the joint practice. That's another preseason thing we'd be looking at. Jason, BJ Adams, practice squad guy for you, and your thoughts, kind of both of you guys. Have you been impressed, a little surprised with these young DBs? Go ahead, Jason.
A little, I mean, at the very least, practice squad. I love his length. And his size that on the boundary, and he's coming off the concussion, so it's good to see that he's getting back at it. And another player who could probably slide through and not get scooped up to go to another person's 53. So at the very, very least, practice squad player. I don't know if he could crack the 53 unless, God forbid, the injury bug pops up again in the room. But you like to see him competing out there.
Yeah, preseason is going to be big for him, I think. But again, I always say this. I said this on the 53 show. Look at the guys that you think can get through the waiver wire. Because remember, if a team picks them up, they're guaranteed on that roster for, 3 weeks or something like that? What is the rule? I don't remember offhand, but they're guaranteed to be on the roster opening day. And shout out to Big E. Big E in the chat. Ian, is that the real Big E?
The real Big E.
The real Big E. Shout out to Big E. Health-wise,
that is the real Big E. That is the real Big E.
Ian, we're praying for you, brother. One day at a time. We got you. You're going to get through this. Thank you so much for joining in the chat and our thoughts and prayers. I know you guys feel the same way about E, man. He's the guy's a lot tougher than I am. I'll tell you that. All right. So where were we at? BJ Adams to completion. Let's move on. Kenneth Grant having a nice day. Oh, this is, and I actually heard this from a Chicago guy about Grant. Like, he was giving problems up the middle. It's been tough to move in the run game. Has gotten it knocked back a couple times. He's kind of been not quiet, but kind of steady Eddie in camp. Bobby, good to see that Grant, especially now, another guy. Technique could be an issue, but big, fast, athletic, powerful. When it's time to go against another team and impose will, this is when you want to see Kenneth Grant. Good to hear, huh?
Yeah, I think Kenneth Grant has been everything as advertised. He's living up to all the hype of a top draft pick. I think there's zero complaints about Kenneth Grant so far this in camp. I think like y'all said about the young cornerback room, I think preseason is going to be huge. The first time we see Kenneth Grant run through a center and stuff a fucking run 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, that's a wrap. It's going to be over. Build the statue.
Dude, you give me goosebumps, brother.
Yeah, I think that's all we're really waiting for with Kenneth Grant is just seeing it. It's kind of like Waddle. We all knew he was fast as hell. We hadn't had a receiver like that. And then it's the first time he catches a slant and takes his 60 yard. You're like, oh, yeah, we're there. Okay, got him. Lifetime Dolphin. So, yeah, I think Kenneth Grant is living up to all the hype. He's doing his part. He's professional. I mean, he's tied to Zach Siller's hip every day, all off season. He's on and off the field. He's living up to the part. He really wants to be. He's all in.
Jason?
Speaking off of a lifetime Dolphin, I just see a Tim Bowens clone, but faster. So I love Kenneth Grant's potential. And, yep, him and Zach Sieler together could be a phenomenal tandem. And I really like his potential. And you know what? He's a guy who might not necessarily have to put up all of those statistics. He could help Sieler eat. He could help middle linebackers eat. He could help the edge rushers eat. So absolutely love what he's going to bring to the table. Yeah.
Shout out to almost 300 people watching. Yes, Big E is the GOAT. Everybody come in and show Big E some love in the chat. This is not. He said he's in Philly, just chilling in a hot Philly. Honestly, through this preseason, I just don't want any of these guys to get hurt. We had our lumps early on in camp. Agreed. So almost 300 guys. No excuse. Come on over to YouTube. Smash that like button, subscribe button. Come join us. Bobby Shouts in the house from the dive bar with his shirt on. Ladies, I'm sorry. Jason Sarney with the beard. 5 o'clock, and me in the coach uniform. Is that what it is? My polo and the new Finn's Faithful pod hat. Yeah. So shout out to everybody. Yeah. So good to see Grant. Man, I can't wait for tomorrow. Matheson. This is what I want to talk about. Matheson has his second fumble of the day. It was well set up, but the defender threw away a fly by peanut punch and got it out. It seemed like the Chicago DBs always got punching out that technique. They're really good at it.
Tillman, really.
Yeah, Peanut Tillman. So here's the thing about Matheson. I wasn't high on the signing. He had a good camp, but fumbling twice. Like, I want to see this kind of. I want to see him in preseason, the real games, the bullets. Like, it's a good battle between him and Gordon. Bobby, are you sold on Matheson, or do you want to see more out of him in preseason, or you think he's a lock on this team?
Well, I seen it. Not to harp on you, George, but I seen a couple people that wasn't high on the signing.
I say it. I say it.
But that have been quiet the last 3 weeks when he's dominating every single practice.
Not me. He was on my stock up. And
he has a couple fumbles, but this guy has literally been like.
Hey, the GOAT's wrong sometimes, brother. I mean, come on.
This guy has literally been amazing every single day of camp, play after play.
Son, let's see it. The
2 fumbles in joint practices is not good, but I'm not going to erase 3 weeks of memory for that.
Jason, defend me here.
I'm gonna kind of go in the middle. We'll keep it real. Remember, no hopium, realium. I'm all on the realium this year. I did not have him on my first outlook of the 53, but after his first few weeks of practice, I have elevated him to my 53. And you know what? As Bobby said, if we're gonna complain about 2 fumbles and we're going to complain about interceptions, this is the time to put the ball on the ground. You never want to, but if you want to get it all out now. And I really want to see what he does specifically when he needs to pick up a first down or if it's a goal line situation. I want to see, is it more the offensive line? Is it more him creating someone to miss or going through contact, or maybe a little bit of both? So we'll find out a little bit more tomorrow pending his usage, but I'm not ready to cross him off just because of 2 fumbles on the practice day. So right in the middle of you guys.
We got to see some action no matter what. With all of these guys, all of this doesn't mean shit. They got to get out there and do it on the field. But, like,
right.
I'll say this too. It's just like you can't write Madison off for one practice. Jalen Wright has like 7 fumbles this camp. No one's talking about it.
No. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, come on. It goes both ways. And I'm not writing Wright off. I mean, it means nothing until we get live bullets. But you can't, I mean, people were like, literally were like, I told you this was a terrible signing yesterday.
No.
What are you talking about?
No. My only concern is, like, I get worried with some of these camp surprises, and all of a sudden the lights come on there and it's good. But I will say this. After A-Chain, I'm not confident of any of these guys. Like, I'm not. Like, I like the Wright's potential. Ollie Gordon, he's the one you hope. Like, we hope that we're talking about Ollie Gordon as the number 3 back over Matheson. And that means he's living up to more of his potential. That's what we hope. But, yeah, I agree with you. Wright's quietly not had a great camp. Like, quietly, unquietly. But I agree with you, Bobby. Nobody's really talking about it. If he keeps fumbling, look at Mostert. Dude, Mostert was probably our best pure runner last year. And what happened to him when he fumbled? You know, are you confident, Jason, about any of these guys behind A-Chain? Or or one way or another, are you pretty confident Jalen Wright is going to grab a hold of that number 2 spot?
I would hope so. I mean, I think that Wright needs to have more opportunity to take from A-Chan so you could spell A-Chan. You don't want him going 20. You don't want 20 carries through the tackles for A-Chan. You want him exceeding and excelling in the pass game as well as getting outside the hash mark. So someone's going to have to take those tough grind out yards, and whether it's a mixture between Wright, Madison, or Gordon. Remember, a couple years ago, the Dolphins kept 5 running backs and Alec Ingold. So it'll be interesting to see how many they keep. But Wright, I'm going to stick with that. I have high hopes that he can maybe get 10 carries a game. And if he can muster up 4.5 yards a carry. I mean, remember when he was in the one game last year that he took over for A-Chan against the Patriots after he was concussed, you know, he had 6.6 yards per carry at 86 yards. So you give him the opportunity, and I think he could step up. So I'm not so worried. Ball security is a huge thing, and he's not going to be a factor really in the passing game. But let's hope that he carves out a niche for himself, getting those inside zone runs that, George, I know you're looking forward to seeing.
Oh, yes. You know, I'm more inside zone. Jason knows me very well.
Oh, yeah.
And no, speaking of Jalen Wright's better in the inside zone, Bobby. Everybody has this misconception he's an outside zone runner. He struggles. I watched a lot of we're doing the top breakout players. I watched a lot of the outside zone stuff, and he's undecisive. Like his best games, Jason was New England, right?
Oh, 100%.
All the runs were inside. So, but you want to see a little preview of what Ollie Gordon did in practice? I found this from the Chicago side. Let's pop this up here. Go get it, son. Let's play it again. That's what we like to see. Inside. That's what we want to see this year. Inside and big physical running game. I found that I saw nobody. Did you see that, guys? I just ran across that. I was like, oh, let's take a look at that. I think that was from the Chicago side who had that. But yeah, shout out to the chat, Jake. Absolutely, it's practice and preseason. More importantly, not to overhype or overly shit on at this point. It's process over results. Trust the process. I hear that a lot. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that in my life and in the Dolphins. Trust the process.
Up in Philly, that was a very popular.
Yeah, holy shit.
Didn't necessarily work.
Yeah.
It looked good for a second, though.
Tua hit NWI for 40 downs. 40 yards down the middle. The guy showed up, the invisible man showing up. NWI. If it wasn't for the financial commitment, he'd be off my 53, son. But I'm not going to get into that.
Crazy.
Theo Weiss.
Now I know why God told me to come on this podcast today.
No, all kidding aside. I don't know how much he fits this offense. He's going to be a red zone threat. But, like, you guys, like, he's been coming on. Any concerns over NWI for either of you guys? I know, Bobby, you're You're gonna sell me the hopium on NWI. Go ahead.
It's not hopium. He's produced. So like, and yeah, he was quiet. Started camp. Pat came on. He's separating himself. It's every day with him.
I will say that. Yeah,
he's heating up.
Yep.
And we got to see it in the game. Obviously, like Cedric Wilson had a great year before he came to Miami, and then he was never the same guy.
Yeah.
And I don't really think, and some people have different opinions on this. I don't think Tua really fits these guys that are red zone targets. Yes, I don't think he does really.
That's why Malik is clear to me the number 3.
Yeah, but I do think I don't care that he isn't exactly the number 3. If he does have success in the red zone and he puts points on the board and he helps the offense getting the end zone, then I don't care how they use him. That's fine with me. But I think NWI is slowly but surely hitting his stride and showing some good stuff.
I will say, I was joking with the whole, him invisible man, but he's been, when the pads have come on, and that's a big thing. He has been, and that's not a surprise. He's a physical receiver. Yeah. But I agree with you. He doesn't kind of fit Tua's like beat the spot. Tua throws the spots. Everybody knows that. Like you have to be there before the DB is, and that's not kind of his strength. He's more to what Jonnu did, like kind of take advantage off what the other guys are doing. So I think that's what he's going to do in the red zone. But like the pure third wide receiver, when they go 3 wide, I think you see Malik in the slot or wherever that, because he fits so much more. Jason, you agree with that?
What I think here, when you're looking for the third target, third wide receiver, it's going to be kind of in the aggregate and where in the field it's going to happen. Like when you have 80 yards of field to stretch, I love Malik Washington in the slot. When you're inside the 20, more importantly, inside the 10, look, NWI's got 11 touchdowns from inside the 10 in his career. So he could take that Jonnu Smith red zone potential in scoring where, look, Jonnu's gone. He was a tight end, but you got to sprinkle those 111 targets that he had from last year and kind of, pick your poison on where in the field you are. I'm looking at NWI, Malik Washington, maybe Taj Washington, Achane. You got to make up for those targets that Smith is vacating out the door. And to me, 6'2", 6'3", get him the ball when you're in the red zone. I don't know if he's going to score 9 touchdowns, which was double his career previous high. But you give me 4 or 5 at important key points of the game, he'll make his money.
But especially, guys, like somebody's got to replace the Jonnu Smith touchdowns. And a lot of it is how the defense is reflecting how the defense is playing them. So somebody's got to – if they're going to play like that, somebody can take advantage of him. And Jonnu was a good player, don't get me wrong. But you're not going to see that kind of success in Pittsburgh. They just don't have the threats on the outside to create that space. So somebody's got to do it. And if Waller – we don't know the Waller situation – do we trust Tanner Connor as a pass catcher? Connor Tanner, whatever his name is? I don't know. So there is a chance there for him to get 6, 7, 8 touchdowns kind of in that Jonnu range because the way the defenses are playing. You guys agree with that? Like he could be prime there, I think. Maybe 20 to 20s, not as much. You see more Malik, but when we get to the 20, it's NWI time. Does that make sense? Big game hunting this preseason.
Yeah, for sure. And also like Waller can be whatever. He's still a 6'6" target. Like, I mean, like that doesn't just go away. Yeah. He might not be as explosive or whatever. And I can tell you this, I think Waller's fine physically. I think this is just a long-term look, wrapping him up slowly, getting him ready because he is a part of the plan. So I think that, hey, like you said, you can ignore Waller and think he just been sitting on the couch for a year and run with Waddle and Tyreek if you want to. Waller will eat you up in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I'll be honest. I gotta say another thing about him. His music's not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Everybody's been saying that lately,
dude. It was the first training camp, the first Saturday. They popped out with playing his song. That was awesome. It's not bad. Hopefully, he, if he's listen, he's not the guy he was in 2019. That's not who he is. But man, there were a few guys at that position athletically gifted as him. I mean, if you're gonna create the space. And especially if the running game comes up this year, dude, he still can make plays. So I agree. But it's good to see NWI kind of getting back there. And then we got Elijah Campbell with the sack on Williams. Dolphins making life tough on the quarterback. More scrambling. This was a defensive win. Both sides. Jack Jones, again, another hit on the sideline and rubs. Jack Jones, dog. You will notice him in stock up, stock down. And then we have a brutal red zone period. Ends in a Tremaine Edmonds pick of Tua. That's the 3rd pick. Tyrell Dodson, another run-stopping play in the red zone period. Minka in coverage, so good to see that. And then Jack Jones again, man, to the sideline. And Bradley Chubb, been active this camp.
Yeah.
Another one guy's flying under the radar a little bit. Have you guys thoughts on Bradley Chubb? We'll start with you, Jason and Bobby, whoever wants to go first. But, like, Chubb's looking good.
Chubb's looking very good, and I can't wait to see him on the field at the same time as Jalen Phillips and Chop Robinson. That is F1 NASCAR package, whatever you want to call it. I cannot wait to see some stunt action. I really am extremely excited to see those three gentlemen on the field. We have yet to see that, of course. And if Chubb could stay healthy, if JP can stay healthy, if Chop can ascend, you find me a better 3 pass rushers, with potential. Yeah. I don't know that I can name that right now. So you'll love to see him healthy, and you just hope that it continues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to mention, you got arguably the top pass rushing defensive tackle in football. The only defensive tackle with 10+ sacks in back-to-back years.
Newly signed, 3-year extension.
Hey,
Little Richard.
But,
by the way, couldn't happen to a better guy. Could not.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
Dude, he earned every penny. He needed it. He deserved it. He took, as an undrafted guy, to taking a team discount last time when Wilkins was trying to get his money. He really helped the team out and came in clutch right there. So he earned every penny. And honestly, I felt like good deal, honestly, for both sides. I mean, I don't feel like I had heard some people talking crazy, like this could get to 30. I thought it was like
fair.
22.
Fair,
okay.
Yeah, fair deal. Fair deal on both sides.
Yeah.
Fair deal.
This is a guy who even said it, Oh, sorry, Bobby, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, Sealer even said it. He is one of the most humble and down-to-earth humans that wears a helmet and pads in this league. He said he and his family have been blessed so much further than they even dreamed. So the money that he made is phenomenal money, but it's team-friendly money. So again, you throw that C on him for the second straight year. He is the absolute leader of this team. It's his football club, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
No,
that's not even
on defense. On defense. Right.
So that wraps up Travis. Real quick, Dolphins on that side, they had a little practice tweak. I just want to read this because it kind of sums things up. Competitive action on 2 fields at the same time. I wanted to highlight this. I should probably read this first. Difficult for any reporters to see everything that's going on while we focus on the Dolphins defense. We were able to sneak in some looks at the offense. Overall takeaway, Dolphins offense had a rough time with Chicago's defense, but at worst was even the Chicago offense, if not slightly having the better of it. While the teams agreed there would be no live tackling, there was some physicality more often coming from the Bears. There were a couple of dust-ups and skirmishes. We talked about that. Even one involving 2 Dolphin players. One of them was Jordan Brooks. The other, somebody blocked out by teammates. We kind of confirmed it was Tyrell Dodson. And cornerback Jack Jones, we mentioned, left early, but he was good to go. All right, so overall, we'll start with you, Jason. Your thought overall on the joint practice before we get into preseason game 1. Your kind of thoughts overall, your takeaway.
Good on defense. Lot of work needs to be done on offense for sure, but you don't have your number 1 target on the field in Tyreek. And again, if you're going to make mistakes, this is the time to make them. Let's see what happens tomorrow when they're on the field. I liked what I saw out of Jack Jones before he went down. I like his feistiness, as Bobby mentioned. Look, call it a $1.1 million chip on his shoulder pad. So I really am interested in seeing a full year of what Jack Jones could do. Love it. And to answer Cosa Nostra regarding Ewers bypassing Wilson on the depth chart after the Bears game, I don't know if we're ready to throw that in just yet, but there's potential. And that's what I wanted to see when they drafted him, is compete for the backup spot. And look, in a weird world, if Quinn Ewers comes out and is phenomenal and Zach Wilson is not, look, that's a $6 million situation that you might be able to say goodbye to at one point. But I don't necessarily know that I'm rooting for that. The Dolphins need a 3-person quarterback room with the injury history of Tua. But I like what I'm seeing from Ewers, and I would really like to see what he does when the lights are on. Well, no, it's a day game tomorrow. When you know what I mean? When it's game time tomorrow.
Yeah, I will say this real quick. We talked about this on one of the last shows. Zach Wilson was their target. They talked him up. They see this as kind of like their chance to rehabilitate another quarterback. Even if Zach fumbles the bag a little bit in preseason, Ewers plays well, he's going to be the number 2 to start. Why rush the young guy? If Tua stays healthy, it doesn't really matter anyways. You want to talk about midseason, things kind of go. away, or there's an injury and he doesn't play well, can Ewers see it? Yeah. But you agree, Bobby, like, there's no way he's unseating Zach Wilson as number 2 right now. But it's good to see the young kid doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I think things are status quo there for the time being. Hopefully we don't need him. Like you said, hopefully it doesn't even matter. He gets a good redshirt year under his belt. Zach Wilson holds that door. At the end of the year, Zach Wilson goes the other way. You got Ewers in the building already.
Yeah. Yes. Ewers cannot go. Simple. You guys all agree. Ewers cannot be cut. Somebody will snatch him up. They're keeping all 3.
Oh, absolutely.
No.
Yeah. All right, Bobby.
He's on. He's on.
Bobby, your thoughts kind of overall on the practice. What were some of your takeaways after we went through it all? Kind of your takeaways from the practice.
I think we get so used, especially with the big names on offense and we want to see the 60-yard bomb. But I think as of today, if I wanted to see one unit ahead of the other, it would be the defense. And I'm glad to hear that the defense is at least strong in the areas they should be strong in. It sounds the front 7 is locking shit down and handling business. And, we still got question marks in the back end, and we'll see about that. Also, we didn't talk about this at all. Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
Wait. We didn't get to stock down yet.
I know. It's my overall thought there. Okay. Minkah Fitzpatrick, while the secondary has holes and blemishes, the safety room, I think it's fair to say now the safety room improved over the offseason.
That's one of the positions I'm looking at. My boy 3-5. I know you like him too, John Sanders. But he's a Minkah's. You know what's funny? He's helping Tua so much because they finally have a safety that's a quarterback. Remember how Zach used to play games with Brady and Manning? This guy can play games. It's making Tua better, and vice versa. So my kind of takeaway is, look, this could either be, I know everybody's getting crazy. Oh, the same narrative. The team's mentally weak, physically weak. The Bears came to play. They weren't like we saw in the report. There was no live tackling between the two coaches. The Bears came in and said, no, we play a physical brand. This can do one of two things. This can springboard them and get a little bit of wake-up calls like, boys, we're not practicing against ourselves. We're not holding hands, talking about culture. It's different when the other guys have a different jersey on. They're trying to impose their will. We're kind of, it's friendly fire when we're practicing. They can springboard and we starts tomorrow, or they can fall back into the same narrative. This team they've been a sensitive team. And so that's what I want to see. No more talking about it. What Jordan Brooks has done, what Tua did, calling out Tyreek, what Jordan Brooks is fighting his own guy who actually is having a hell of a camp as well. These are the things you got to do. This can springboard them into either, hey guys, look, this is how it is. We talking about it. We got to raise our game to another level. And number 2, it also I think needs to work on when teams get physical with the wide receivers. How do they adjust? They got to figure a counter to that because that's also what really good defenses do to them. And Chicago's always been a team that's real physical. So again, great to see the defense. And if you tell me this defense is going to play at a high level this year and the Dolphins establish a power running game and the offense is not as flashy, I'm going to tell you, sign me up and let's get ready for the December and January football because you have a much better chance, even though it's not as sexy. I've always stayed substance over style. It's time to switch it, boys. All right. You like that, huh, Bobby?
I love the alliteration there, by the way. That was phenomenal. Good stuff. I'm all about that.
I thought I was watching a Chevy commercial there.
Okay. You don't like my coach uniform? I know y'all were killing me in the chat when I had I changed it up with the black hat, so the polo is a little different. Oh, Peanut Sanders. All right, let's dude, we have 365 people watching on all platforms. No excuse. Come on over to YouTube. Check us out. Get in the chat. Get live. Ask us questions. We got the Dive Bar Zone, Bobby Schaus with the shirt on today. We got Jason Sarney growing out the 5 o'clock beard. And then you got me with the new hat, the polo, changing it up. But all right, so enough of the jokes. Let's get into tomorrow because I know we're all waiting for that. Preseason game number 1. I'll start with you, Jason. Give me the battles you're looking at and the guys you're looking at. What do you want to see coming out of this game? And how much do you think – well, actually, I'll get to how much the starters are going to play. But give me your thoughts on kind of the guys you're looking at and the battles you're looking at?
I'm looking, you know what? I didn't know if there was a battle until a couple of weeks ago, but I'm looking at Zeke Biggers and Dickerson on that 5th defensive line spot. I want to see where Biggers could help out on special teams as well with his length and the back end of that defensive line room. I'm a little curious on, and I really can't wait to see Jordan Phillips get in the mix. He's it. He's safe. I just am looking forward to seeing him strap on the helmet and pads and get on in. Safety, I'm still waiting for my guy Dante Trader to come on out there. I'll be very excited when that does happen. As Bobby mentioned, I don't think we should worry about it. They are bringing him on slowly and surely. The last cornerback spot, is it going to be Ethan Bonner? Is it going to be BJ Adams? Could be Isaiah Johnson. Those are areas too. And something to really, really watch is how they're utilizing that 5 and 6 receiver situation. Are they going to pepper Taj with targets? Are they going to kind of hide one of those undrafted free agents to not get film on him? You know what I mean? Like if Weiss comes out there and is balling and they drop him and hope that he can slide through, injuries happen across the league. He can be scooped up in 53 rather easily. So I'm looking for that. Safety, Saunders, yeah, sure. I want to see him play too. You know, with Ashton Davis hurt, there is someone else who needs to step up. And every phase of special teams, coverage, return, this is a unit that needs to improve over the last couple of years. So I want to see some dogs. Who is going to step up and literally say, I am making this team because you need me to go just freaking gun someone and nail them. And to me, that's Eugene Asante. That's must-see TV when he comes on tomorrow.
Oh, shout out to your boy Jay Higgins.
Jay Higgins in Baltimore.
As soon as the draft shows, I got to give, on the draft show, he kept talking about Jay Higgins,
man,
7th round pick, and Jay
when they obtained that other 7th rounder in the trade, I'm like, that's my Higgins pick. Of course he goes to the Ravens.
I just happened to see the end of that preseason game, the 4th quarter, randomly, and I saw him make a play. I was like, oh boy, I got to tell Jason about this.
I saw
it. Bobby, what you got your eyes on?
Bad news, we got a lot of roster battles. Good news for preseason watchers, we have a lot of roster battles.
True.
So, I mean, as a fan, this is awesome. I mean, like Jason pretty much hit him. The wide receiver room, who's going to separate? The tight end room, who's going to separate? The young secondary members. A name to remember, we didn't hear about this guy at all.
Jordan?
Preseason started, and this guy said, I am here. Patrick McMorris.
Oh, that's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Don't forget when the lights come on, this guy starts knocking heads.
Yes, sir. He was on the 53. We made sure to get him on. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Patrick McMorris, I hope to see him reintroduce himself to this fan base this weekend. So we got a lot of, and it's fun too because we got young guys. We got young guys that are going to be out there giving it their all, just trying to make a team.
We all look like
we got the 3 stereotypical.
Jason joined the party,
So I'm excited.
You can't beat him, join him, folks.
You got the running back room. We should get a lot of Ollie Gordon. We should get a lot of the young defensive tackle room, like he said, Phillips, Biggers, Madison, or what is his name?
Matheson.
Phillips.
Matt Dickerson.
Matt Dickerson. Yeah.
Matt Dickerson. There you go.
Yeah.
He's been flashing a little bit.
We talked about that.
Starting to see his name a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't see them keeping 6, man. And I think Biggers is on the team, so that's going to be tough. But I've heard a lot about him. I agree with you guys. I'll tell you the one I'm most interested. I want to see Ollie Gordon live. I want to see what the speed looks like. I want to see what the quickness is. I want to see if he runs with that decisiveness he ran in college in 23 instead of the 24 season, because quickness was a concern. I want to see him kind of lower his pads in that battle for that third running back. So I want to see the running backs. Go ahead.
One thing to add on Ollie Gordon, a willing blocker. So if you're looking at 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and he's out there next to a quarterback, I want to see him crack a block, hit a linebacker. That could be his ticket because also he caught 80 balls in college at Oklahoma State, so he could really help out on 3rd and long in the passing game.
He looks different. Who said that? Somebody said he looks different. He's long-armed, long-limbed for a back. He's a big dude. He's carrying a lot of weight behind that pass.
He's got job potential, not 20 touch potential right now. He's got specific 1 or 2 times a game job potential.
I want to see him pick up 4 yards on a 3rd and 1.
That is
that's it. That's my goal.
End the story. End the story.
A couple times tomorrow, if we get 3rd and 1, a 4th down maybe, and Ollie Gordon just guts it up the middle for 3 or 4, I'm like,
Yeah, no screen pass to Montre Baldwin or D. Eskridge, please, or Todd Watch. Run the ball 31 inside behind another thing I'm looking for. The depth on the O-line. Can somebody separate? Like, somebody's got to separate a little bit. And Bobby, you think Jonah plays tomorrow? That's tough, and that's a tough blow if he doesn't.
I think he's fine from what I heard.
But it's
after practice, but I don't like. They might be like, okay,
hold them out,
we were already on the fence, and that might just be a good excuse to be like, let's chill. You're obviously the starting left guard here. Like, let's not get carried away.
You know who I would like to see? That's a good point. I would like to see Josh Preby, Michigan Wolverine, on the interior, maybe even a little Addison West at center. He could play guard too. One of those guys could be sneaking his way in, but I think they both could be safe for a practice squad. But let's
can one of them elevate themselves over a Brunskill who hasn't been that impressive?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see him in live action. Brunskill's a guy who he's not really strong in the point of attack. He's got quick feet, and like he's kind of Liam Eichenberg-ish, you know what I mean? But he hasn't had a great camp. I'm curious to see one of these young guys. And who's the guy they just brought in from to play for the Browns last year? With
it's like Alfred
German, Fitty. Yeah, he played left tackle for the Browns last year. I saw some people out there with some tape that he did really well. I mean, he wasn't a great. You don't want him playing left tackle. He's a primarily right tackle in his career, but we'll see. He's got to fight his way on this roster, and it depends how many of these offensive linemen go on the IR. But yeah, and also we got to mention Quinn Ewers. Let's see, the Quinn Ewers kind of experiment. See what kind of he looks like. And I'm assuming that Zach. Let me read to you what the coaches said as far as the playing. What McDaniel said, just to see, because I wanted to ask you guys what kind of how many, if you think the starters are going to play at all. McDaniel said he hasn't settled. This was before the joint practice. He hasn't settled where the team starters will play in preseason opener against the Bears on Sunday, but he's leaning one way. After this practice, we'll review it as a staff, and I'm going to meet with the staff tomorrow morning, kind of talk through it. McDaniel told him, my starting point is and there are a lot of different things that could come into play, but my starting point is I'd like to get the starters some snap. For how long, if at all, will kind of be determined by the collective conversation that we're going to have after this practice. I would imagine after the practice, lean them one way or another, is that they're going to play a few series of starters. What do you guys think?
I think now's the time to go as deep as you can on the roster and give people chances to shine, put up or shut up. You obviously also want to preserve health to your starters, so I would much rather see going to the depths of the roster and getting these boys some chances.
I would say that we have no clue. And I've always said this when it comes to the Dolphins and decision makings.
It's true.
They're so indecisive. It's like,
very true.
What makes sense is you got your ass kicked in practice. You want to kind of like, okay, y'all going to go play now Sunday and get you.
We lose Bobby. Bobby froze up. So yeah, I'll jump in until Bobby gets back. I agree. I think we'll see one series at most, Jason, out of these guys. I would like, it depends if Jonah's playing, I would like to see the offensive line get a few series extra, maybe even with Zach Wilson in there to give Zach a better look. Go ahead, Bobby, finish off. You cut off.
Am I good? I don't know what happened.
You were go ahead, just do it again.
What the hell was I saying? What makes sense is, you got your ass kicked in practice. Now y'all can go out there Sunday and work and, get your get back. But I think they could also look at it as it was a very physical practice Thursday. You got some good look. You got some good work. Let's put you on ice now. Let's let some other guys get some repetitions. Like Jason said, this is your only chance to let Quinn Ewers play 3 quarters. This is your only chance to let Ollie Gordon carry the ball 20 times. Like
only
this
3 preseason games now. So,
this is your chance to let Zeke Biggers, Jordan Phillips, smack him on the ass and say, get after it. I think another thing that I've said this on our podcast is Zeke Biggers worked with Sack Sensei this offseason, which is a sack specialist. If you want sack, that's his motto. Yeah. If you're into sacks, you're with me. And I think Zeke Biggers has been getting after the quarterback. I think he'll surprise people with how big he is, but how well he moves.
Wait. His athleticism. 6'6", 6'5", crazy length. 30. I always meant 34.5-inch vertical, Bobby. That's explosion. That means you got to get off. I agree. I remember watching the tape on him when I went after he was drafted in the University of Miami game. He was impressive. He moves a lot better, and you're going to realize how long he is. It's kind of like Patrick Paul on when you see Patrick Paul. when you see him on the D-line. I agree. That's one to watch.
The statistic and the football play to look for Biggers is at the line of scrimmage, getting those mitts up, batted passes at the line of scrimmage. The Dolphins have lost two of the best in the business in the last 2 years in Calais Campbell and Emmanuel Agba, who did that phenomenally. Yes. So Biggers could really do that.
Because Campbell's another guy with that kind of length. Obviously, we're not putting that comparison on, but they have the mitts they have and the hand size, tremendous. Also, I would
get a sack, get a pass back.
Yeah, I would say this. I'm looking forward to all those young defensive tackles, especially Phillips as a zero tech. This guy is just gonna. I'm scared to see what he's going to be like in a few years, bro. He's already one of the strongest guys on the team. Wasn't his Madden rating like he was like the second strongest or some crazy thing like that? But I'm all three of those guys I'm looking forward to. But if I were to guess, they get a series. Zach plays the rest of the first half. Ewers probably gets the second half, if I had to guess. And it'll be interesting. Ewers to steal Weiss. How is his connection with Ewers? Andrew Armstrong. Those guys are. I don't know if you keep both on the practice squad. I think you keep one, right? They're kind of the same guy. Weiss has kind of had the edge, but that'll be interesting. And I'll say, let Monterey Baldwin get a few kickoff returns. Dude, I'm stashing him on the practice squad. That little guy
he's actually been playing pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's got some juice to him, brother. I saw him running camp, and I was
you're not just asking for a favor here. He's got a hat in the race right now.
Yeah. He'll definitely be on the practice squad. And I saw him live, and there's some juice there. There's like he's their type of guy. He's a McDaniel type guy.
I think Eskridge, like you said earlier, has a good advantage. Yeah. I think Eskridge is right now who they want to be their return guy as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's his real like bread and butter. But I was gonna say we need somebody to kind of separate themselves as the return specialist. Yeah. But I think Eskridge is gonna be that. But somebody comes out and has 2 touchdowns in preseason. Now you got a conversation.
Yeah, a few returns, in preseason, and then we got something something cooking. All right. So we're looking forward to that game tomorrow. Let's wrap it up here. A little stock up, stock down. Who wants to go first? Stock up. Who wants to? Because I'm sure we probably have some of the same.
I'm sure we got some crossovers.
We'll let the guess. we'll let the guess. Mr. Bobby, go ahead. Stock up.
I'll give you 3, and this is recent. Like Jason said, what have you done for me lately? The 3 most recent from joint practice. Give me Taj Washington. Give me Minka Fitzpatrick. I had my third. Now it's gone. Good, Jack Jones. Jack Jones. Yeah.
Sonny.
I'm sticking with Grayson Murphy as my number 1. I had Taj on my list. I had Jack Jones on my list. I have Cam Good on my stock up list because of his special teams work. And this is an easy one to say, but I'm just very happy with what Patrick Paul is doing. So I will continue to keep him on the rise.
Yeah. So I had some of the same overlay. So I'll go with a few different guys out on there. I'm going to start with the guy we mentioned, Zeke Biggers. Not just this practice. Like you said, Bob, he's been making some noise in camp, causing disruption up the middle. So, again, a guy I'm looking at. Another guy, Ethan Bonner. We kind of had him on the edge here of is he going to make it, is he not, in our 53 show. But I'll say this about Ethan. He got an opportunity yesterday, and he played well to the point where some people say he was one of the better corners for the Dolphins out there yesterday. He's fighting for a job. Ethan Bonner stock up. Those are 2 guys. And the other guys, I obviously had Jack Jones was another guy that I had stock up on. And Kenneth Grant, too. I'm glad to see him. I knew he was going to step up once you start. It's because, it's different when you're going against other guys. Because I've said this, too. We sometimes are fans of teams. We overevaluate players because all we're looking at is how do we judge them? Because are we judging them because we don't know the squad yet? Because is this position group not good versus this position group who's strong, or vice versa, and that's why they're doing well in camp? So that's kind of one of the things I like to judge in camp when you're going to get to the joint practice. And they got 11 days. They got a long 11 days here, and they got Detroit. That ain't going to be that's not going to be either. That's not going to be easy either. And that's why I said this practice is a springboard. To see, all right, we learned our lesson there. We felt it. Now it's time. All right, stock down. We'll go with Jason Sarney first.
Cam Smith is plummeting like Circuit City stock right now, and other than that, hey, it's over. And unfortunately, Mohamed Kamara, I was very high up on him last year, but it's not translating just yet. I hope he gets okay in concussion protocol, but if you have to put a stock down, he's on the list. And I'm sorry to say Eazy-E is still on that list for me. Can't do it right now.
I'll go next just to get one out because I know Bobby's not going to mention it. 2 fumbles for Alexander Matheson. Recency bias, little stock down. Let's go, Ollie Gordon. I'm just an Ollie Gordon. I just want Ollie Gordon to take that spot. But anyways, stock down because you had 2 fumbles, and it was against you. It's different now, as I said, when you're going against the other guys. It's not friendly fire anymore. So I'll go stock down slightly on Matheson and always Cam Smith stock down. I'm sorry, Cam. It's always on. It's just the arrow just continues to point down. But yeah, finishes up on the stock down, Mr. Bobby Schaus.
Speaking of Cam Smith, I mean, definitely stock.
Don't hold me in him.
No.
Don't hold me in him. Don't give me help.
Definitely stock down, but like if he's healthy, he needs to just be playing nonstop this preseason.
If he's healthy,
he's healthy,
he's delivering your next Amazon package. If he's healthy.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
Boy.
Cam. Great guy,
as
Cam.
An organization, if he's healthy right now, he needs to just be reps. I don't care if they're bad reps. I don't care if they're good reps. There's no a second round pick that you're on the fence about. You need to be getting every look possible at.
So Vic Fangio is maybe right. How about this? Maybe he's just not good enough. He can't play. That's sometimes as simple as that.
Well, let's answer that.
Right.
Let him get territorial.
It hasn't been answered. I think
and another thing that should not be overlooked, like when he's lining up third string and worse, how is he in the classroom? How is he punctuality? How is he learning the nuances of the defense? This is his second coordinator, and we're not seeing any differentiation. So there's a lot of moving parts for Cam Smith, but it's just not translating yet.
Yeah, I'm just saying you can't take a
I know what you mean. You know me. I like to joke.
Sit him on ice for 2 years and then say he was never good enough.
Throw him into the fire.
If he's not good enough, then he's not good enough. But
Vic tried to tell you. Show that ring, Vic. Show that ring, Vic.
I got some surprise. Okay, anyways, I got some surprise names for my stock down because I'm not gonna shout. And they're not necessarily like it's the end or like dark. Yeah. But as of right now, this is my stock down. 1, Andrew Armstrong. I thought he's probably my favorite, the biggest name with UDFAs, and he just hasn't I don't know. I don't even know if I've seen his name. The only time I see him mentioned is when people say Theo Weiss is separating himself from Andrew Armstrong.
Right.
So
big game for him. Big game for him tomorrow.
And he could handle up. I mean, he could be a gamer, and I could shut up tomorrow. Also, I have to say this, not because it's like he might be fine, but because of the hype. I think we thought he was going to be a bona fide dude, the whole rolling into the season, all the hype. I think Jalen Wright stock down right now.
Ooh, I like that one.
Apparently he's still looking indecisive. He's still slow. Is the playbook an issue? And he's just, like I said, he's supposed to be that guy. He's supposed to be a dog. He's talking the talk. You know, he's doing the media tour, and he's got the big smile. And it's just like, let's see it. It's time now. Yeah. And when the lights come on, I hope that changes. And that's 2 for me right there. That's just and Jalen Wright is because I just have high expectations.
No, I like that. I told you behind A-Chain, you could tell me one of to me the spot's there. Who's going to take it? It could be the veteran, it could be the young guy, it could be Wright, but fumbling and again, he's very indecisive. He ran so indecisive last year, especially in the outside stuff.
Real quick, George, just to piggyback off of the wide receiver undrafted, Weiss versus Armstrong, 2 intangibles that separate Weiss from Armstrong: blocking ability, yards after catch ability, and that is Mike McDaniel's calling cards of what he's looking for, especially a back-end room guy. So I would love 6'4" Andrew Armstrong to come out of nowhere here, but you got NWI in that potential role. Weiss could do some other things. Yeah. He's ahead of Armstrong.
All right, so top performer of the week, because it's Training Camp Weekly. I'll start. I'm giving it to Jack Jones. Every single day he's made play, and he's bringing an energy to this defensive back room, this corner room. Again, not only they needed the depth, but I like the dog in him. I like kind of that Jimmy Butler thing in him, if you will. You know what I mean? That kind of cockiness, but confidence, and he actually backs it up. I'm going to go Jack Jones for the week. We'll go with we'll let the guests go. Bobby.
Jesus.
Oh no, you want
I'll go. I'm easy. Grayson Murphy.
He's easy. He's
Grayson
easy.
Grayson Murphy.
You didn't help me, Jason. I need time.
All right. Grayson Murphy is going to continue his great play, have a great game on Sunday, and will make the 53.
Yeah, I think mine's I'll go with 2, and these are easy. These
are simple, easy. Yeah.
But because of the situation and all the rumors, does he really want to be here? Is he? Minkah Fitzpatrick has been a pro since he got back. He's made the flashy plays. He's been it on the field, and he's talking the talk. I think Minkah Fitzpatrick has. I was one person that loved to jump on top of Minkah every time he made a mistake when he left here, but I was just hurt. We lost a guy, and of course he turned into an all-pro and a top 5 safety. Of course he did. So I loved when he messed up or got stiff-armed by Derrick Henry, and I was the first person, I'll admit it. Sour grapes, every chance I could, sour grapes. And I'll say this, he has shown up. He has been a pro. He's clearly matured beyond his age since he's been gone, and he's done it on the field, and he's talked that talk.
I would say, go ahead.
Minkah for sure for me. That's and he's been like, I don't think he's had a bad day. We haven't heard Minkah just got beat over top.
And I love, and I told you, I love the games within the game with the Kim and Tua. It only helps him. It only helps Tua.
Yeah, and then we're seeing the Superman interception 40-yard downfield, and then we're hearing the Bears reporter like, this dude is just smoking the run game. He's eating everything up. Screen game. He sniffs everything out. You can't run anything with this dude there because he sees it all.
Yeah, people worried about decline. I even was worried, is he on the decline? Why is Pittsburgh giving up? Sometimes it gets stale. You need to change the scenery. To think he dropped off the cliff, that's crazy. I mean, maybe there was a little decline, but everything I've seen so far and heard, and one thing, boy, he's kind of got more comfortable. He's opened up a little bit. I mean, probably has to do with the new guaranteed money he got. He started it wasn't a coincidence, but let's be real. But he's kind of opened up. You see him more comfortable, even as a leader, and he's kind of a quiet leader, and he kind of gets to know his guys first, and then this is how I can work. This is how I need to treat McMorris. This is how I need to treat Campbell. So on and so forth. So yeah, I agree. Great ones. Wow, we went an hour and 21 minutes. I think we should wrap it up there. The preseason game tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday. Monday's my birthday, by the way. So everybody come in that chat. Wow. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what they do tomorrow. Let's hope they establish some things and set the tone. But before we get out of here, Bobby, I know it was in the comment. People were asking about any more interviews. What's going on with the dive bar? Plug away, brother.
Yeah, so we do have a guest. We have a guest Tuesday night. It's a pretty good guest. He's a ball knower. So there's gonna be a lot of analytics, a lot of talking about the numbers behind the game. So we got a good guest Tuesday night. We're gonna fit in a recap somewhere, so be on the look for that as well. Football season's here, boys. So we just got to be available, right? So we have several awesome guests lined up. The first one, there is one locked in for Tuesday. We have several others. I'm really excited about the run. We've been working really hard, and I'm really excited about the run we're having because it's very different. So it's big names, but it's not just your favorite Dolphin player. We've really went into some different pools, some awesome personalities like Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, that was great. Congratulations on that, by the way. Congratulations.
Great. Yeah. So we've been really looking to we've obviously got the Dolphins thing down pat, but we've been really looking to get cool personalities from different areas that people really love and want to hear from. And we've been really working hard to try to expand our web, if you will, to see what we can pull in a little bit. Also, Jason, sorry about your health, man. Luckily you caught it early. And I did want to ask you about that and kind of get the insight from you because, man, that's scary stuff, but I'm glad you caught it. And sorry you can't drink your coffee.
You know what? I've been told I could dabble a little bit. So my 4 cups a day are gone. But, Bobby, I really appreciate that. Yeah, I got something called CAD, coronary artery disease. So they put a stent in the old heart. But it, like my doctor has said, I'm like a car that just went in for a tune-up. So thankfully I should be all right. And just, not putting the pedal to the metal. So I just got to watch myself. But I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody out there with your thoughts and prayers. So appreciate you all.
Where do we stand? Let's ask the hard questions here. Where do we stand on chicken parm? Are we still doing the chicken parm?
Hey, like I did say, I could cook it. I might not be able to eat it. But let me just tell y'all, avocado oil, not olive oil.
Oh, yeah.
Not a lot of butter. I'm going to change the game a little bit, but the videos will still be out there.
Yeah, I hope I didn't have anything to do with Jason his problems. I hope I haven't stressed Jason out.
Not at
Like,
all.
from the sounds of it, Jason been working you. It's the other way around. Jason been reaching in his bag, pulling a couple guests out there.
Hey. He knows I'm all for it, and I love Jason. And
yes, sir.
Yeah, and look, we have a fantasy draft tonight, boys, at 6. So get ready, because Jason.
Pull up.
Jason, you've been booking other guests while you're busy, or what?
We got some stuff on the way.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody in the chat. We had almost 400 people on everywhere. So, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe to us. Also, check out, obviously, the Dive Bar podcast and their stuff. We appreciate it, guys. The chat was active. Love my butter. Butter's love. Sorry, Jason. No one believes you're not going to eat it.
Not a chance.
All right, guys. So we'll see you on Monday. For Bobby, for Jason, for myself. Fins up, guys. We're out.